Hello and good evening. It is sad to say that many children today will not be able to have that graduation cap, turn that tassel on the other side, and say that I graduated. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse. I graduated from college, I graduated from high school, and I am successful. But success is not the same definition for all of us. In this world, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Children are heavily influenced by the media overall, and it has a huge impact within their lives, and it goes all the way through adulthood. It is their parents' or caregivers' responsibility to monitor their usage of social media, and if they are unable to do so, they should be charged with neglect. Social media usage has caused children to lose their innocence, explode into violent behavior, and even lead to death. It is the parents and caregivers that allow these children to have cell phones, tablets, computers at such earlier ages. I see 4 or 5 year olds have iPhone 6, iPhone 7. I don't know what they're doing with that, but they're doing a lot more than good. They're doing a lot, yeah, more than good for them. Parents also allow their children to watch television at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and at that time, there are not childlike shows. They're watching adult, violent, pornographic material, and parents think it's okay. They're not monitoring them. Also, in addition to cell phone usage and watching television, the radio and the music that they listen to are like, whoa, why are you listening to that? They have profanity and disturbing messages of shooting and getting money and shooting up drugs and selling drugs and a lot of disgusting language, and children are repeating it and thinking it's okay, and it's not. With children being exposed to this radio, music, profanity, pornographic material, watching television, and using their cell phones to see all these stuff, they are being changed as a child, and their behavior is changing along with it. Having access to social media for some young girls with their phones are causing them to be over sexualized and changing their behavior. I had an incident in my class where there's a young girl who was showing our picture to this boy, and she sent it to him, and she was like, oh, look at this, and everyone in the class was just laughing and like, ew, what is she doing? She had a picture of her panty and her bra, and she thought it was okay, and I asked her, why would you do that? Why would you send it to him? Because I wanted to show him how sexy I was. Really, at age 10, how sexy she was. I said, how do you even know what that is? She said, yeah, I see it on Instagram and I see it on Snapchat and I see it on YouTube that these girls, and I see it on TV that sexy means showing your butt and showing your boobs and showing your bra and panty and showing your bathing suit, and you send it to a guy that you like. So I don't know what they're learning this from, but obviously social media, and their parents are not monitoring it. And when I told the parent about it, she was so surprised, like she didn't know. But you thought she took away the phone? No, she still had it. Children also watch a lot of violent shows. These young boys, you see them become more aggressive. You see them become more a threat to society because, oh, he's African American, he's this, he's that. No, they're watching these crazy shows at these late hours of the time. And there was one incident where this young boy, he was probably 13 years old, and he beat up his sister really bad because he thought he was playing with her, because he watched wrestling and he was always watching like fighting shows, and he loved those fighting shows and those fighting movies where they show a lot of action and fighting and hitting and breaking stuff. And he broke his sister's bones. He body slammed her multiple times, and when the mom found her, she was not alive and she was practically dead on the scene. And he was sentenced, I think, to life in prison. At age 13, he went to juvie all the way to jail, and he's still in prison today. So you tell me that social media doesn't impact a child's life. or the media in general. And this parent should have been monitoring him watching those shows. And maybe she couldn't avoid saving her son and her daughter's life. Because his life is done. He's in jail. It's over and done with. Children exposed to TV, the cell phones, it affects their transition into adulthood and along with their health. When they're playing with their phones constantly all the time and they're bending down and they're constantly looking and Snapchatting and Instagram and that's all they do all day at their tablets, they're ruining their eyes, their vision. They're getting more headaches. They're needing more glasses, which is affecting them. And also, they're using social media and room chat rooms to rely on guidance and not their parents, because they're saying, oh, their parents are annoying. They're going on these chat rooms and they're talking to these grown men and women, and it's making them feel like secure about themselves, and they go to meet them at these weird locations, and then they're getting taken away and be sold into sex trafficking, and their innocence is gone. Their life is done. It's over. And it's sad. And also including for that, they're being cyberbullied. And it's so sad how these children have done so many disgusting and said so many disgusting things online, and they're only like 10, 11 years old, and they're killing themselves because they can't take it. They're looking all day online to see, they need self-gratification, to see people liking their photos and people making disgusting comments, oh, you look fat, you're ugly, kill yourself. And they are practically literally killing themselves. I saw on the news that a 10-year-old girl hung herself in her room because these kids were cyberbullying her. Like, you could tell me, how are you not monitoring your child's phone? Why is she even online still? You should have took that phone and took that internet away from her. Television, along with the social media, has caused obesity as well. And they have dreams of becoming these fictional characters. They want to be like the rappers and the TV and these girls wearing these tight dresses and these reality shows, and they think that's the life, and that's not. They rather have quick money than go to school because TV says, oh no, you don't need to go to school to do this. You can sell drugs and you can have a lot of money and do all this stuff. They're watching Narcos at age 10. Doesn't he sell drugs? It's crazy. Therefore, we need to protect our children in order for them to have better futures, to avoid this. The children are our future, and therefore, we have to protect them. The media influences children to not be themselves. They want them to be clones of each other, to go out there and not better yourself, and to not love yourself overall. But overall, it is the caregiver's responsibility to protect and guide them and steer them into the right direction. If they are unable to do that, to protect them, to guide them, as a caregiver, that's your obligation for children. If you can't do that, you should be charged with negligence. It should happen. It's not an excuse, because these children are dying. These children are losing their innocence. These young girls are being overly sexualized. The aggressive behavior in boys. Now the police are shooting all these young men because now they're a threat. It's affecting their adulthood. They're becoming to have lower self-esteem. They don't love themselves anymore. And it's causing major health issues. We need to take a stand for our children and give their caregivers a fine for not monitoring their usage in all forms of social media and media overall. We need to focus on how we can help our children become better adults for a better world to come. Thank you for your time and your patience. Our children's lives depend on it.